I read up about people, Ricardo, and you are one of the few Latinos in tech that do what you do. We have a nice audience, and I want to introduce you to them because the things that you do in repairing electronic devices, especially Apple devices. Can you tell us a little bit about your childhood? How does this man come from this little boy? What happened to you that made you this guy?
I used to always fix the car stereos of my cars, putting loudspeakers, changing the radios and everything. That's when I was really young, always doing my own oil changes and everything. So I've always tinkered with stuff and like the fixing things myself. But then when I turned 15 years old, me and my parents were walking on Costco and we saw a IBM computer. And I think back then it was like brand new and it cost like $2,000 to $3,000. And my parents saved up the money and eventually we got it. From there, I fell in love with computers. I started taking it apart, putting more memory, changing the hard drive, messing with the registry of the IBM. And from there, I just went into Hill College and started learning everything about Windows computers until I took on an internship and learned about Macs. And that's where my whole Mac journey started.
What highlights that to me is I'm seeing two Latino parents saying, our son is so passionate about this. And then they save up 3,000 plus dollars. Can you talk a little bit about that? I mean, that was such an act of sacrifice and love for you.
Yes, it was. I come with a family with a brother and a sister. I am the oldest. My parents they saw a passion on me, and they made the sacrifice to push themselves, also to send me to school and help me out. But it is something that they saw that I was very passionate about.
Yeah, some of the listeners will really focus on that because then fast forward, what I read about you, you have 18 years now in electronic repair, or was that an old stat I found online?
It's been a long journey. I've been at this for a long time, but the main thing is that if there is a passion in something and you like what you do, then that's how you keep doing this kind of stuff.
Give us some interesting things about your family background. I like folks that listen to see where my guests come from. And what is your background? Which country does your family come from?
We come from Mexico and we came here in the 1990s. That's kind of what gave us the will to push harder. Another thing is that me and my family were always very close, but then as time came by, I started just seeing how the real world works outside. I've always wanted to have my own thing and run my own shop, have my own employees. That was always my thing. That's another thing that I'm very passionate about, the leadership and the helping others too.
That's beautiful. And that gets to your shop. I mean, can you tell everyone what the name of your shop is and what this shop does? Because it's an amazing shop to me.
Yeah, the name of the shop is called Yay Mac. And just like the name says, yay, it means to just be happy and excited that you come to the right place to fix your Mac. Yeah, it has a happy face on the logo. We just wanted to have a clean look and a great feeling. So when you come here, you feel good about fixing your computer.
We want to have more people supporting this amazing Latino technologist. Where is your shop, Ricardo?
The main street where we're located on is Primrose, but it's just around the corner from the Apple Store in Burlingame. It's just 20 minutes away from the San Francisco airport off of 101, and that's where we're located over here in the peninsula.
Okay. That's great. That's great. So when I studied your bio and things, one thing that even attracted me to start reaching out to you is that your bio describes you, Ricardo, as honest and transparent.
Yes, that is my model to follow. That's what I do. Yes. Hmm.
And so, like, the customers also talk so great about you on their online post about the service you provide. You mentioned that Mac internship or that training. How did you turn into a Mac expert?
Okay, so I mean, you always start from the bottom and everything. When I went to school, there was an opportunity to do an internship. and I took it. That school sent me to a company called We Fix Macs back in the day. And I didn't know anything about Apple computers. I just knew what school taught me. But from there, I just learned everything from the shipping department all the way to the technicians. And I worked myself all the way to the front counter. Me and the company, we opened more stores. We opened San Francisco, we opened Palo Alto. From there, all my experience, just I worked myself to kind of where I am.
Interesting. So, like, I think the majority of our listeners too are Mac users. You decided to stay with Mac instead of going back to PCs. Is there any reason? Like, I can assume what the reason is, but why did you stay with Mac and Apple products?
Well, Mac and Apple products are easy to use and fun to use. But don't get me wrong, I know how to fix Windows PCs and motherboards and everything at the end of the day. So we do offer everything. People come in with game consoles and things like that. We help everyone. We do specialize on the Mac, and that's where the passion is at.
Okay, that's really cool. And part of the fun of talking to you, Ricardo, is like you're in Silicon Valley, like you're near the app, one of the major Apple stores, you're near the Apple campus. Does that synergy like touch you or reach you? How do you feel about that? That you're like in the game?
You definitely feel the energy, just the way your customer walks in and talks about you, how they get referred even by the Apple Store or all those places around us and everything. They know us and they know what we offer here. So customers do come in and get referred to us by them.
Wow. So you are actually known by Apple.
Yes, we are. Correct.
That is really cool. And who's your ideal customer? I know these Apple fans are coming in, but who's the ideal customer that you most love, even though you love all of them?
The older generation are trying to learn and keep up with all this technology, and they come in and we help them. And that's where I feel good, helping the older generation understand their Apple devices.
Oh my goodness. Now that's such a special thing because I know I used to be in tech repair for Mac in the 90s. And I know with us tech guys, sometimes that's the most frustrating thing dealing with like the older generation. You like that.
Yeah, and we don't mind it at all.
I love that. I love that. I think we want to really get that out there because now that I'm part of the older generation, Ricardo, I like it when people have patience with me. That just tells me indirectly that you're a very patient person.
Yes, patience is key right here, team.
That's great. We are taking a special interest in you, not only because I like you, but you've partnered up with zutBe and we're going to be doing some things with you and we love your vibe. What I like to also ask people in your position, when you saw the zutBe products because you examined them, did anything stand out to you? Because we always want to let people know what experts think about our products.
The quality of the product, the heaviness, the type of material, that's what stood out for me. I think that when you do your research, even if you have to spend a little bit more money, you're not only supporting the product that got time invested to be made with good quality and everything, so you're supporting that type of behavior in our society instead of some cheaper stuff and that's gonna you keep on replacing over and over again. So I do see the benefits of good quality products and spending on that a little bit more.
That is so well said. I forget about that. That people are spending over and over again, and I know that's what I've always liked about Mac is that they always try to put the best quality components, and they're doing a lot of negotiations behind the scenes to get the best quality parts.
Yes.
So, like, where is Mac going? Where is it going to be in 5 years from now, Ricardo? Because we want to help. Where do you want to be?
I am trying to study different concepts on opening locations. We already have a background in motherboard and a lab and background that's not really retail, and that's a big support. Then we have this first location right now. With the right partners and the right retail partners, I think that we can continue opening more Mac retail locations the way we're doing it.
We're talking to you at the beginning of your empire.
Yes, correct.
This is going to be archivable.
Yes, hopefully.
Like if a person wants your service, like they're listening to this and they're like, "Hey, I want to get my iPhone repaired. I want to get my Mac upgraded." What is your radius? Like how far out can a person be? I know they can get to you any way they want, but do you have any services where people can have their equipment brought to you or things of that nature?
We drive around a lot. So we actually offer pickups and drop-offs, shipping and receiving and things like that. So there's many different ways to get to us, but the whole 20, 30 miles all around us is what we support.
Okay, 20, 30 miles. That sounds really good. When I was doing tech in the Washington, D.C. area, there were a lot of older people that were sometimes in retirement homes, assisted living, and they had Macs. They didn't really have anyone to service them. How could those assisted living locations or retirement homes or even older ones who are at home, is there a special way that they could contact you? Is it just a simple phone call? Is there an email they could contact you at? What would you say, Ricardo?
A simple phone call because that's how we reach most of our customers. Of course, if you can do texting, we can text the main number online. There's a pickup request online on yamac.com. Yeah, there's different ways, but phone call will be the fastest way.
And what's that phone number so we can have it right now for someone listening?
Yeah, 650 581 1110.
All right. That sounds great. What percentage of your customers do you think fall into that range of older ones?
Around only 30%. And we're trying to reach more and more.
I am so happy that there's a place where that group can be embraced, Ricardo. You're like a grandson type. This is something that I really wanted to hear and get recorded so that we could just let everyone know about our amazing new partner. You're part of what we call our zutBe Red being like the Spanish word for network. And we're going to be giving a lot of support to the technologically advanced dealers that we have in our zutBe Red. And you're like our first guy. So thank you so much, Ricardo, for believing in zutBe.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for having me over.